Hey guys, welcome to another J1D. Today we're going to be going back to the bench press, and for today's tip we're going to be talking about our favourite bench press accessory movement that is not a bench press variation. Because like 99% of people who talk about like, oh, my favourite way to build a bench press, it's by doing some type of bench press, which is absolutely fair enough. But it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people, when they ask that question, they're not actually looking for a bench press movement. They're looking for something they can throw in that's going to be contributing really heavily to the bench press that's actually a couple of steps away from it. So
something perhaps a little unorthodox as well.
Yeah.
Something that maybe most gyms may not have, or it's just something that is not your first thought when coming to what will build my bench.
Yeah.
Because when you look at bench press, you're like, okay, cool. I bench this way, maybe I'll go wide grip for accessory or close grip.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Yeah, and it's one of those things where like we absolutely agree that most of the best variations to build your bench are going to be bench press variations, but we feel like most of that stuff's covered really heavily anyway, so we thought this is a good one that not many people actually may have spoken about. So Dylan, your favourite variation?
My favourite variation, or one of, but I'd say probably my go-to, would be the chest supported row. So it's sort of like a T-bar row almost, but you are chest supported. And the way I like to think of it is I'll have a grip on the bar that's very similar to my own grip on a bench press, but it's all reversed. And then as I'm pulling the weight in, I'm imagining myself getting tight on the bench press. So what that teaches you as well is not only are you going to add weight to that and make your back lats stronger and more efficient, you're also going to make them healthier, and you're going to get in a similar position as to what you would under the weights when you bench. So by getting tight, you're in that same position as you would be as if you're on a bench. So you kind of row to a similar spot as where you would when you bench as well. So if you come down just below your nipple height or on it or whatnot, you row to that area, which is going to build that upper back, maybe even low back as well.
Like a reverse bench press.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's a reverse bench press, but you can load the hell out of it. And because it's a machine, because it's in that sort of grey area, but because it's a machine, you are pretty damn safe. And like, depending on what machine you have, you might be allowed to use straps in this one instance.
I know, it's shocking using straps. And from a movement that would be considered very safe to one that some people may consider to be very unsafe, my favourite accessory to build a bench press that is a bench press variant is the JM press. So the JM press is a kind of a skull crusher variation. It was made famous by J.M. Blakely. It's also sometimes misreferred to as a Cas press. The Cas press is using a Smith machine, if you don't know, whereas the JM press is using just a barbell. So think of it as like a barbell skull crusher, but instead of coming down kind of to your forehead or just above your head, you kind of bring it down more so around like your chin to shoulder level. So you're coming down right here. The reason why I love this movement so much is, like, first of all, I'm a big believer in building just monstrous triceps in the bench press, and that's also going to be somewhat derived from the fact that I don't have like a high arch, wide grip bench press. I'm relatively narrow, relatively flat, so I need a lot of tricep power. But I also really like it because it creates a lot of load on the tricep. You can still load it up well, get it through a good range of motion, get a good pump out of it, do a good amount of volume. It's kind of just like a nice meeting of a few different worlds. Because I find that with traditional skull crushers, like, you're loading up your elbow a heap and you're not really able to load up the weight as much as what you can at JM press. Whereas if you were to go do a close grip bench, which is kind of the furthest variant away from it, it's going to be a lot more harsh on your shoulders and stuff like that, and probably hit your triceps a little bit less. So I just think that it's pretty much the best way to just mangle your triceps while not fucking everything else up at the same time.
See, I like that movement as well, although I don't do it a hell of a lot of the time. But I feel like it's in a safer position. Because when I do skull crushes, I hate them. They hurt my elbows. They feel like shit. So by the time I'm at the end of the press, doing them, and then I start to cheat it, and it's becomes a JM press at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this is fucking, this was great, and it's pumping me out. So if you can, do that and put more weight onto it, it's going to be a bit more direct to not just building your triceps, but becoming a better bench presser.
Yeah.
And because you're a narrow bench presser, that movement's going to suit you very well.
Yeah. And it's also, it's just a fun movement to do, I find. It gives you a mad tricep pump. Let's face it, we all want to have big arms. Nobody's sitting there being like, going to the gym being like, you know what could really help my bench press? Smaller arms. Like,
I wish I didn't fill out these sleeves. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Better do some of those.
So, like, I love him for that. J.M. Blakely, who we can say invented it. We're not going to say it's for sure, because let's face it, there was probably people doing it before him. There's stories of him doing it with like 140 kilos for like decent sets and reps. So you can absolutely load it up. He was a monstrous bench presser in his own time. So he's definitely a big proponent on it. I know that Josh Bryant also loves chucking him in. And he might know a thing or two about bench pressing.
Maybe.
He's kind of coached a few good ones. But yeah, like, and going back to what Dylan was saying with the chest supported row as well, the cool thing with both of these movements is you can do all your bench pressing, go through all your primary movements, and do both of what we just told you and have it not fuck with everything else. Like, that's a good way. Like, if you're going to have any sort of takeaway from this, these are good movements to do after you've done your bench, after you've done, let's say, a wide grip after, or a close grip after, or a spoto press after, or incline or overhead after that. After you've done your major compounds, these are good movements to throw in after that to get that extra bang for your buck and push your bench that much further. Yeah, get it? Push it further. Well, anyway, that's us done for this week's or this day's J1D. We're going to try and obviously get these out more often. I know we say that all the time. We are trying to get them out more often, even if they're not. Please subscribe, like, ask questions, do all that sort of stuff. Like, it really helps us out, and we love this shit. We want to keep doing it.
The more comments, the better. The more you guys interact with us, the more we can put out as well.
Yeah.
So if you do have any idea, no matter how silly you might think it would be, we can find a way to do it.
Yeah, fuck, like, if you want to know the best way to put leg extensions into your workout, we can fucking answer that shit. Like, we'll find something to throw out there. But yeah, I guess that's us done.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.